Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another video. A man should know his tribe by his 30s. A man should know it. A man shouldn't be in his 30s knowing which type of women he could get with, or not thinking, or not knowing rather, which type of women that he can get with, which type of women are down for him. You got your whole teens and 20s to figure that out. A man should have been paying attention before then. If you watching this video and you in your teens and 20s, stop paying attention then. If a man gets to his 30s and can't figure out which women are down for him, which women he could get, really by his 30s has some type of game. And all I mean by game is some way that he can get women, knowing what it is about him. He got some real issues. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna be real with it. He got some real issues by his 30s. He should be able to look at a woman by his 30s and say, nah, her, yeah, I can get with her. Nah. And this is like in multiple ways, like body types. Like I always had that joke about the progression, but really, the women who are down for me either had a nice old butt dunk or thick thighs, which saved lives. If I took one look at them, they had one of those, I was like, yeah, she down for me. She down for me. And I would say 99% of the time that's the case. Every once in a blue moon, there's somebody who got those and they ain't down for Rom. But usually they got something else going on. And then that's just one part of it. See, I can look at their faces, I can look at them physically, how they are doing themselves, but then also their personality, also their social class. I already knew that. By the time I was hit my 30s, I was like, yeah, her, yeah, oh. I see him, I say, yo, yeah, I'll get with her. Nah, I ain't going, I have some trouble with her. Oh yeah, with her. Yeah, let me just give it up. I ain't even gonna waste my time. And you know, there might be a case here and there. And I can think of one case where it would have been off. We still got together, but most of the time, well, no, she had something. Like, one of the things that you should do, especially if you're in your teens and 20s, pay attention. Like, you get some guys saying, well, I don't know which tribe I can have. I don't know what my tribe would be. If you've been with more than 3 women, look at the commonalities. Now, if you just been with one woman, or you a virgin for some reason, okay, yeah, that could be a problem. But even then, which women have been friendliest? Which women have been friendliest? Which women have been the types you almost could have got with if you're a virgin? But if you ain't a virgin, come on, man. Come on, which women have you got with? Even guys who say, well, it's different types of women. Okay, they probably had one thing they had in common was you, but they probably had some things in common. And yeah, it could have been physical, it could have been mental, it could have been whatever. And that's something to this day, I can look at a woman and I was like, oh, okay, they're friendly, but they're not friendly. I can just look at them, it's like, oh yeah, they will have something. And see, here's the thing, once you figure out your tribe, then you're not wasting time with a bunch of women who ain't going to get with you. You ain't wasting your time. See, one of the things is there's always some talk about women being time wasters, but you have control. As a man, you have control. As a man, you have to figure out, okay, I'm doing my stuff out here. You should be on mission. You should be on mission. Yeah, that's something else for your 30s. That's something I might have to talk about on my Sovereign Man videos. You should be on mission. You should figure it out. And no matter what, the woman who's going to be in your tribe is the one who's going to be in cooperation with your operation. I'm going to talk about that more in my sit-down video tomorrow. But you got to figure that out. Because you don't have time to play. You don't have time to play. Many a man has gotten messed up by dealing with the wrong woman. And many a man has wasted time, did whatever, and could have been doing some great things if they had just gotten the right woman. And getting the right woman is knowing, okay, who's going to be down for me? So you're looking at them physically, you're looking at their mentality, their social class, subculture. Like if you're in a particular subculture or into some things, you don't want that woman. Like if you're a nerd or something, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it, because let's be real, these are nerds who are running this world right now. These are billionaires right now. So there's nothing wrong with that. But you might not get that bad and bougie woman. You don't need that bad and bougie woman, in fact. Shit, you need somebody who's going to be down for what you're going to do. What you're going to do. That's why you'll get some billionaires now, and you look at their women, and their women ain't supermodel of the world. You be like, damn, why's he with that average woman? Because she was down for him. That was his tribe. Because, and here's a good way of thinking about it. Here's a good way of thinking about it. Hypothetically, ain't gonna get into the metaphysics of it, but what if you were a woman, how would you be? What type of person would you deal with? If you're a woman, does she represent that woman that you would be if you were a woman? And I know that gets into some metaphysics, but think about it like that. Think about it. Think about it. Also, too, think about it. Is she an asset or a liability? Like your woman who's going to be in your tribe, she's always going to be an asset. You always going to do better with her. And that's important. That's very important to think about. But you should know that by the time you reach your 30s. You should know that. You should know that. Figure that out. Like if you're in your teens and 20s now, every single time you go out with a woman, like if you have to write it down or make mental notes, however you do it, figure that out. And you know what? You're gonna make some mistakes, and you're gonna go out with some women who it ain't quite working out. Figure that out. It was like, oh, okay. If a woman had that type of personality, it ain't good for me. So that's actually a good thing. But by the time you reach your 30s, you should figure it out. You should know it, because you don't have time. Because you should be on your mission by the time you reach your 30s anyway. Everything should be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going. Now, if you in your 30s, you still haven't figured it out, or you 30s or older, you still haven't figured it out, you got a lot of work to do. I'm sorry I had to be the one to tell you, but you got a lot of stuff you got to do. You got to figure out, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now. As I always say, think on this, and I will get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.